it's me. I mean, you know that. I know I keep calling and texting. I don't mean to be annoying, but this is me trying.
What tips that I'm going to get, because in American culture you need to tips when you go out. Okay, I'm just kidding.
That's very helpful, right?
Yeah.
You're so funny. How about like one day?
One day is possible too.
Yeah.
That's
It's
very-
yeah.
You never know.
Yeah.
Could you repeat your question again?
Oh my god, you're so funny.
You have to know what are you doing. So first of all, you know that
What are you doing?
I don't know. Are you doing seriously?
By society. Thank you. Okay, let's move. Are you guys ready?
Yes. Are you ready?
Okay, I am more than ready. Now we are moving to really exciting part, which is the essay writing. Okay, so do you have any tips for prospective applicants on crafting a strong personal statement or essay? Let's start with YSEALI program. What essay prompts do they have, and what tips would you like to give to prospective students?
Okay, what tips that I'm going to get, because in American culture you need to tips when you go out. Okay, I'm just kidding. It's just a little tip. You need to tip like 15% of the food that you order. Okay, now take the serious thing. Okay, my technique is you have to know what are you doing. So first of all, you know that
What are you doing?
I don't know. Are you doing seriously?
What are you guys doing?
Okay.
Okay, let's be serious right now.
Okay.
Let's go.
Again?
No, let's continue.
Okay, so the thing that you need to know is you have to stay conscious and talk to yourself that what are you doing right now? And you have to know deeply about the scholarship that you are applying for, what they are looking for, who they are looking for, and what qualification that you need to have. And you can see from the previous YouTube or any internet sources. And if you think like, oh my god, I fit this scholarship, okay, apply. But if you feel like you're not fit, just apply. Don't care, as Kat said, she said, a person who have dream, don't be afraid to apply for scholarship. When you apply for scholarship, it means 50-50. But if you don't, it means zero and never get scholarship. Yes. And my tips is know what is scholarship is applied for, and you need to know what you are doing, and you need to talk to yourself and bring your strength to your essay. Yeah.
Okay, that's very good. But can you tell us more about the essay prompt in YSEALI program?
Okay, the YSEALI need a leader who want to make a positive impact change to their social interests and society. So they, first of all, in the registration, they need you to write an essay for why you should be selected and what is your interest about the theme that you apply for. We have 3 themes in academic fellowships. First is about environment, second is about civic engagement, which I am applying for, and the last one is about entrepreneur. Yeah, so just select what you want to. And for my experience is about the project that I've been working on and my experience, like volunteer experience, that relate to what I am going to write. Yeah.
All right, thank you. For my own experiences from YSEALI, I think they really looking for the leaders in their own community, especially local communities to create new leaders who can come back and contribute tangible things in their society, and the things that you would like to do after you come back to Thailand. I think that is like the major thing that they are looking for, and what you would like to learn in the States that they don't provide here in Thailand, so that you can adapt that knowledge and proficiency and use in Thai society. Thank you. Okay, let's move. Okay, let's move on to Global UGRAD. What essay prompts do they have in Global UGRAD, and what's your tips?
So first of all, for the Global UGRAD program, they will give you a set of questions. So I have like two of the questions that I have selected myself to write about it. So the first one was, the Global UGRAD program is for young leaders committed to serving their home communities. Why would you be a great participant in the Global UGRAD program? And the second essay was, everyone's approach to leadership is different. How would you describe your personal leadership style? What values do you consider the most important when leading others? How do you inspire and influence others to get behind your vision? And as you guys can see already, that one essay from it's very long. So I think you should take this opportunity to, to express yourself, to align the activities that you are doing, to make it like related to the question itself, to the essay itself. And also, I think like for the perspective of like how should the participant be to make it, appropriate for the program. For our program, I think it's kind of like similar to YSEALI, but I think, I don't know, do you want to add anything?
Yeah, so I would say like the first essay, surprisingly we got like the same, but I picked another question. So,
for the second one?
Yeah, for the second one. And my essay would be like, they have like the quote would say like, character cannot be developed in ease and quiet, only through experience of trial and suffering can the soul be strengthened, ambition inspired, and success achieved. So describe a time that you had to overcome challenge or difficulty in your life. How did you resolve the situation? What did you learn from the experience, and how did it change you? So like, of course, as I mentioned, the kids who have a dream, but your dream should make something, out of it. Like, it's not just, okay, I dream I want to be this, but
it should be practical, right?
Yeah, it should be practical. Yeah, and like, what you dream about, how could it like affect other people? How could it make change in the society? So like the first part of the essay, it's about basically like how would you make a great participant. So this part I was writing about basically about myself as who I am, because our program didn't even like have us to put the picture on. So basically they don't know anything about you. You're like a total stranger. So like the only way they get to know you is through your essay. So just be yourself and try to like, as Arik mentioned, you have to know what they're looking for and how, like, if your abilities align to all the requirements, if you're the fit for the program. And for the second one, it's because it's asking about the challenging. So like, you as a person, you have to like face with a lot of challenges, of course. So like, how would you learn from it? And also it could be anything. Like for my essay, it was really not that like, for you it might be like a small things, because we all have like different perspective. But just anything that you like that you face in your life, and then you turn it into like a lesson, and then you learn from that. That's also show like your mindset, how you grow, and then it also show like how would you like like help other people, or how would it affect other people from the way that you fixing your problems, you grow from the problems. So yeah, I would just say like, just try to express as much as you can about yourself, because they don't know anything about you. So like, it's just kind of like you have to sell yourself. Like, how would you be like a great participant? No, sorry. Like, how would you be a great participant, or like?
Yeah.
Like,
The essay is like.
No, but that's very good. But I talked with you before.
Oh yeah.
And you mentioned that you wrote about education. Can you elaborate more on that?
So like, because they asked about like the struggles, the difficulties that we have to face, like just a little things like in your daily life. So like I remember I was writing about the education inequality because I live in like a rural area, but I have to travel in the center of the city just to study because everyone say like school there it's a lot better than the one in the rural area. You know, it's just the little things that in your normal life you probably like normalize it without like realizing it, but because I was like, why do I have to wake up a lot earlier than other people? Why do I have to travel so far?
From my own experiences, I talk more about the dormitory because as a trans woman, I was forced to stay in dormitory on campus, and that is how I inspired and would like to do something for my own communities and help the younger generation so that they don't have to suffer with the same things that I've been through. Okay, how about Fulbright?
So the Fulbright, you basically have to submit 2 essays. The first one, just like I mentioned before, the personal statement. You have to talk about yourself, of course, and nothing to do with what you want to study first. So for my essay, I was talking about what kind of person I am. I talk about I'm a morning person, I like to see my friends, I like to talk with my friends, and I like to do outside of the classroom activities. And then I was mentioning about the transition point in my life. I was studying chemical engineering, but for my master's degree, I wanted to transition to biomedical engineering. So I was talking about, I met this advisor and she kind of changed my mind and my idea of what I want to study, and that's how I take it from there. And that's how I start, doing more project towards the biomedical engineering that I want to do. And I also end the essay with what I want to do in the future. I want to, have a career in academic and also want to do something about the startup. So yeah, mentioning everything about yourself and how you become who you are today. And then for the second essay was the statement of objective. You have to talk, focus on the academic side of what you want to study. I want to study biomedical engineering, specifically biosensors. So I want to create a biosensors that can detect some, molecules in your body without having the needle to prick into your body. So it's this non-invasive way. So I was working on the project of detecting alcohol from your skin, from your sweat. That was my undergrad project that got me into this, field of interest.
And then you kind of like continue this research into your master?
Yeah. So I was having this as a reason for transitioning to biomedical engineering. And I was mentioning about that, and I was telling about how important it is to have someone to be, specialized in this area. And, Khon Kaen University doesn't have this department yet for the biomedical engineering. And it is really urgent for us to have some biomedical engineer in Thailand, and how urgent it is. Wait, I was talking the same thing. Oh yeah, like just mention how important it is and why you're the perfect candidate to study in this area. Yeah, and for both of the essay, you have to be really concise because it's only 400 words. Really, really short, like just 1 page, and you have to talk about your whole life. So, like I said before, self-discovery is something that really, really challenging. You have to, distill and extract everything from your experience and combine it into these 400 words. And that will be the only thing that the committee would be able to read and judge you. Yeah.
Ooh, I think that's very good from your answer. But something that I would like to add more on that, do you think we should focus on Thai context?
I would say yes, because this is, a binational scholarship from Thailand and from the US. So Thailand also contribute like the money for you to study there, and they want you to come back and contribute something to the countries.
Right.
That's also why us having J1 visa got the 2-year home residency. That's because they expect something from us, and they believe that we can come back and do something from going to the US. That's why they invested in us. And I think reflecting that on our essay would be something that they're looking for.
Thank you so much. All right, that's very helpful. Great.
Yeah.
You're so funny. Okay, let's move on. How long should I spend time drafting them? What can I write if my activities do not really match with the prompt? Let's start with Contour.
Yeah, well, how long? I think like this question, it probably a little bit too subjective, but like I think I would like to divide it into 3 steps in order to make a perfect essay. Yeah. So firstly, I would like to put this in the way to say that self-discovery. So it's like you have to talk to yourself first. As PCB said that, you know, they only gave us like 400 words, and that's the only opportunity for you to pen yourself. Like how would you like the U.S. government to view you? The picture you have to, in order to pen a good picture, you have to understand the picture itself, right? The concept and everything. So firstly, just talk to yourself, and then after you talk to yourself, then just put like 3 or 4 keywords about like maybe your strengths, right? Your weakness, your opportunities, and your threat. Like what would be your problems? The SWOT technique. I think that's how I really like to form the self-introduction essays. And the third one is drafting. So you have to make it clear that what kind of person you are. No, you don't want to put like so many points in it. Like I can do this, I can do that, I can do this, I can do that. You know, just put it concisely, put it clear, align it with the like the person that the U.S. itself want us to be. You know, you don't have to be like a perfect match in order to get a scholarship. Just like, you know, you have to align yourself, align your goals, and make it a good match for the scholarship.
I mean, I couldn't agree more with what you have said earlier, because some people may think that, oh my God, I have to attend so many activities and participate in so many extracurriculum, but that is not really necessary. So what they really wanted to see is the quality that you really gain from that specific activity.
Yes.
So for example, you can just give one and elaborate on that rather than just listing the amount of activities.
Should never list it.
Yeah. Because they are going to see that in your portfolio or your CV anyways, right? Okay, how about Sydney? Can you tell us more on this?
Yeah, for the Fulbright, the deadline is in April, so I started my application pretty late, I would say. I spent like 2 months drafting and before submitting it, so I was, you know, used a lot of time in self-discovery and, you know, using mind mapping and drafting a lot. And then I submitted to one of my senior who I think they know me really well, and she gave me the feedback. And to be honest, I wasn't really like how she gave me the feedback, even though I know she know me well. So one thing that I want to say here was that it's good to have someone giving you feedbacks and review, but you have to be true to yourself as well.
Like believe in yourself and who you are.
Yeah, even though like as much as you think that they know you, but they're still not you. You know what I mean? And then they don't know what's inside your mind. So take feedbacks, but have the filter of the feedback itself as well. And yeah, I spent 2 months drafting it, and I think it's a decent time to spend. Somebody that I know spent probably like half a year, but that also depends on how your, you know, essay drafting works.
How about like 1 day?
1 day is possible too.
As I said,
I
it's
would
very
say
subjective.
You never know.
It depends on person.
Yeah.
Oh, and can I just add one thing? Please don't use AI. Like never use AI.
Oh, I was always wondering about this. Like, how can they detect that we use AI in our essay? What do you think?
Actually, yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
The way that you use language, you know, it's just sometimes like the language level.
It's
or
too
like,
perfect.
And also because it's not, I think the sense of like the sincere, you know, it is not that genuine.
And so there are like several software that can like technically detect the traits of the AI that you use.
Yeah, I mean, you can use it like editing, but the
Not
decision and
Yeah,
the idea
yeah,
must
the
be
prompts
who you
should be
are.
right.
Okay, let's move on to another one. I feel like I barely attend any activities or speak fluent English. Will I be able to apply?
Guess we never know.
Okay. Okay. Could you repeat the question again?
Oh my god, you're so funny!
I'm gonna blank.
Girl, you're so funny. Okay, one more time. Okay, you have 30 seconds to answer.
Hit me back one more time.
No, I was just kidding. Okay, I feel like I barely attend any activities or speak fluent English. Will I be able to apply?
Okay, first of all, according to the question that you asked me, you have to know what scholarship that you apply for and what is eligibility. Some scholarship require that you have to need certificates of English proficiency, like global UGRAD, but YSEALI, no, you don't need, but you have to be able to speak in English. They don't require you to speak in like academic level. They don't need you to like, oh my god, I'm a native speaker of English or near native level, but you just have to be able to speak in English because we study in USA, we use English like to study, to teach, to learn.
Yeah, I mean like basic communication
Oh, yes.
and how you can understand
Oh,
the
yeah.
lecture. That's the important thing. But you don't have to get like
academic or
You know,
C1,
like-
C2.
that's
you don't
not
have
necessary.
to. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. Do I have to have IELTS or TOEFL before applying? Let's start with YSEALI.
Okay, as I mentioned earlier, you have to read the eligibility of your scholarship, but I'm going to repeat that again. YSEALI, no need for IELTS, TOEFL, TOEIC, or any English or other languages proficiency certificate. You just able to speak, okay, in Thai language, in your own language, and in English language in communication level. So you will be able to like live happily in USA, I would say.
Thank you. So no need like IELTS, TOEFL.
No.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to how about global UGRAD?
Yeah, so well, firstly, when you first apply, they do not ask for your English scores, but like as soon as the preparation has gone to another step, now they will granted you like the voucher, right?
So we don't have to pay for ourselves.
Yeah, we don't
That's
have to.
so good.
Yeah, they will ask you to apply for TOEFL, IBT,
Yes.
and I think there was a minimum score that you
Yes.
should get.
You should get, yeah.
5.5, right?
So I think it's like
70?
70 or
Oh
something.
my god,
yeah.
I mix it like I
Ah,
asked.
It
sorry.
can be like lower than that, and you also have to check like the requirements. But most of the time, so we global UGRAD, we have to take the TOEFL because we are going to study in the
For a
like,
long period of
for a
time.
long period. So just to make sure that you will be able to understand the lecture, to communicate and stuff like that. But if it's like not that high, they also like help you to like learn English.
Provide like
Yeah.
English course for you. But how about Fulbright? I think it's different from all of the programs.
Yeah, it's a little bit different. You have to have your score ready when you apply, not like after. So you can either submit the TOEFL or IELTS score. For the TOEFL that I remember, if you're going to apply for a master degree, you have to have at least 80 out of 120, and I got 81. So I passed. It's just a check box, you know. They don't, you know, give the score. Okay, you got 100, you get more score.
Yeah.
It's just a check box. You pass 80, that's it. If you're gonna apply for a doctoral degree, you need to have at least 100 because it's, you know, a higher degree, so 100 out of 120. But for IELTS, I believe it was 6.5, and for doctoral it was 7.5. Yeah. And also, we also get a voucher after we get, you know, selected as finalist. If your university that you apply required like 90 or 100, Fulbright will also grant you a voucher to retake the TOEFL test. Yeah.
not just only TOEFL as well, right?
Yeah, the GRE or IELTS. Yeah, depending.
Okay, that's very useful in order to apply for master degree.
Mhm.
Okay, how many recommendation letters do they need for each program? Ticks? Should we ask in advance? Who should write and who shouldn't write for you?
Well, yes. I'm not sure if like they really need you to.
They're required.
They're required, right? So yeah. For me, I put like 2 recommendation letters. So my first one was written by my beloved physics teachers when I was in high school, and the second one was from the dean of my faculty. So I just like go straight and ask her like, hey, could you please write a recommendation letter for me? I just want to do an exchange here and here. Yeah.
It's very easy for you.
How about YSEALI, do we need recommendation letter?
From my memory, I think one recommendation.
Really?
Yeah, one recommendation letter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because like during my years, we do not need any recommendation letter, but it may change over time
Yeah, please check in the registration form because
in your country.
yeah, it changes like year by year. Depends
Yeah.
on the criteria of each year.
All right. How about Fulbright?
So for Fulbright, you need 3 recommendation letters.
Ooh, that's a lot.
Yeah, and you need to think carefully who you would want to ask for. So for myself, I applied for Fulbright without any working experience. I applied when I was in my 4th year. So the only person that I could ask for was my advisors and some professor from chemical engineering. So I divided my recommendation letter into 3 parts. The first one is, of course, my advisor. She would be the best one to talk about how enthusiastic and good working researcher I am, because she knows how I want to transition from chemical engineering to bioengineering. So that's the first one. And then the second one would be the department head. So she knows I was working as a president of the student club at the department, so I was spending a lot of time working with the department, with the students, and organizing things in the department. So she knows my management skills and my people skill. And then for the third one would be another professor who teach a lot of classes. So I attend probably like 3 or 4 classes with her, and she would be the one who talks about my academic skills and how I am a good learner, a good student in the classroom. So yeah, that's how I divided my recommendation letter. But if you have industry experience or if you have internship experience, you could ask your the mentor or someone that mentor you during those time as well. That would also give another perspective.
Yeah, I think that's amazing. But I would like to summarize in what you mentioned earlier. We really have to like emphasize in different categories to let the community see us in academic perspective, in workplace perspective, in something like that. And you cannot just reach out to your professor and ask for them to write the recommendation letter for you, but you must list something out as well, like your qualities, what you have done in the past, to let them really see and what they can include that in your recommendation letters, right?
And can I just add, for the Global UGRAD program, as I said that they required 2 letters. So even I already said that, wow, it sounds so easy for me to ask, but like like they required, the first one was for the personal letters.
Yes.
So I asked my high school teachers, because like I work with him a lot, so he knows me like to the molecule level. Because I did so many projects with him. I studied with him for 3 years, and yeah, as Rebecca said, that we still have to list him something to update him. Yeah. And for the second one, that I asked the dean, because like I also work with her a lot, and also I have to list my GPA, my grades. I have to submit the transcript for her to write, and also a bit of begging for her. And yeah, you should choose carefully for like who do you want to write your letter.
Ooh, I think there's one question that popped in my mind. Is it necessary that the person that write your recommendation letter has to be someone big, like in the government, like someone really big, or it just can be someone like regular person, but they know you really well? Because some people ask me about that as well. So what do you guys think?
Well, for me, I don't think that the person who writes you, I mean, it would be great if they're like highly in position or things like that, but I don't think it's necessary. Like as for me, I asked my high school teacher to write, so it's not necessary for them to be like that super important in our
Right.
society.
So it's not
Just trustworthy.
necessary.
Yeah.
I just want to add something. I
Yeah.
think name doesn't matter. It just,
Yeah.
especially when people in a higher position and they receive the request from you, they have all the templates
Yeah.
and they just
Yeah.
I didn't even know
You should not
can-
ask someone that they already have the template,
yeah.
because the committees can see and can tell that
Mhm.
this is the template, because it does not really dive deeper into who you are
Yeah.
as a person.